Hey, welcome back YouTubers to another unboxing and review with me, Tabletop Hobbies, the Terrain Technician. So some of you who have seen the previous video, recently got into Victory at Sea, and I absolutely love the game, the tabletop game. I had to get more. I'm still waiting for the US fleet package to arrive, and when it does, I will be doing a video. These were just individual ships that they've decided to sell separately, or have been for a while since the game was released. So I figured, might as well get them now, then it's like a once-off. Because I don't think you'll be needing two of these, and with this one, with its points, you will definitely not be needing two. As I said in the previous unboxing of the Pacific Starter Set 2-player, where you get the Japanese and the US Navy, it's very historical, very historically accurate. The proportions on the models are quite, in my opinion, maybe they could have been a bit wider, I suppose, maybe, or not. Hey? I mean, these are perfectly scale. I think the scale's on here, 1 in 1800. And seeing them on the board with the lovely blue mats you get from the starter set, they are brilliant. I mean, I practiced learning the ropes with a manual, and then I played my first demo game a week ago, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So those of you who play Star Wars Armada will know that that's also a lot of fun. The models are fantastic, and yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, then go for it. My only problem with that game is obviously because of the era it's in, being futuristic. There's too many ways where you can escape damage, if I can put it like that. And I'll do a review on Armada at some point, but just, you have your damage, your defense tokens and everything like that, and your shields. Yes, it's futuristic, but if someone gets a really good dice roll, and in reality the dice roll would knock you out completely, but then you just go and cancel everything out with your defense, it kind of makes the game a bit like, oh well, what's the point then? What I love about Victory at Sea is, because of its era, obviously you can't really compare, this is World War II and the other one's fiction, but the one thing I love about this is, if I'm using this battleship, the Idaho, and by some miracle I get a really good broadside onto this one, there's a chance I could damage it, and even sink it at some point, or the other way around. And there's no shielding or defense tokens to cancel out the dice roll. The Yamato is an incredibly hard battleship to sink in this game. I haven't tested it yet. I've actually just, as you can see, just finished painting these two up. And I just find that as I've said, it's more realistic. A broadside of one of these battleships is incredibly dangerous, and has the potential of sinking a target if it's a direct hit. But anyway, let's jump into the unboxing. So as you can see, I've already unboxed it. I thought I was going to do an actual packaging opening haul jazz, but it's just, you get very little in this box. You get a World of Warships Redeemer code. You get 2 painting sort of guides, a manual, and then your ship cards with your damage sliders, and then of course the main part of the box, the models. And yes, as you can see, they are very small boxes. I mean, if this is my hand, they are very small boxes. Let's get here's a 28mm pike and shot figure, so it's very small. But anyway, well worth it. Love the box art. And as you can see here, these two have been recently done. So let's look at this big one first. This is the Yamato. In its time during World War II, it was the biggest battleship in the world. Unfortunately, in my opinion, during the Battle of Midway, it wasn't utilized. They had it for other ideas, and I would have definitely used it. This thing coming across a carrier fleet would have been like a shark swimming into a school of fish. it would have done major damage, but you know, it was used in another part of the battle. Anyways, so I've just finished that. Yeah, you can go into all amounts of detail painting these things. I just do it basically so it looks good on the board. So yeah, but it's a if you're using army paint, it's a uniform grey primer, a bit of white dry brushing, and then I mixed a desert tan and a troll cleave color, and then it was a strong tone brown wash, and then for the base it was a crystal blue and then a dark blue wash as well, and then a bit of white for the lettering, and then a bit of metal for touch-ups, and then a pure red for the Japanese flag. Yeah, so I'm really impressed with this one. It is absolutely massive. If those of you have this game, I mean, if you've started with a 2-player set and seen the scale of the destroyers and the cruisers, I mean, this base is massive. I mean, these are supposed to be 2 heavy class battleships, but I mean, this is the Idaho, and it's dwarfed compared to this thing. So this in a game is going to be, I'm actually playing a game this weekend. I'm going to take some photos, put them on my Facebook group. So this is going to be very interesting to test. I'll probably be playing the US Navy just because I'm curious to see how the Idaho is going to pan out. But this as well, yeah, I've just used a dark sea grey and then a dark tone wash. Not going to go into any hectic detail with that. I just thought with the Yamato you need to do the wooden deck and everything like that. So yeah, I'm waiting for the fleet now. The US fleet, and then I suppose I'm going to have to get the Japanese fleet at some point, but don't worry, there will be reviews on that. So what else comes in the box? Well, as I said, the main components really are these. There's your ship card, and they tell you what the ranges are, how many attack dice you need. I think this is hitting on 4s as well, like the rest. It's only got a flank speed rating of 4, which, yeah, for a battleship is okay, I suppose. Heavy hull armor though, and torpedo belt. So there's the different traits: Mississippi, Idaho, and New Mexico class. And then this is the Yamato, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Yamato means Japan. So yeah, there's your 2 cards. I am hoping to collect the others, maybe like the Arizona. I believe these are very early war battleships. They the history, they were like last of the dreadnought class, which you can see by the shape. They had little gun sponsons in here and turrets in the main hull. But for the main Battle of the Pacific, the Americans mainly had the cruisers, because a lot of their battleships were crippled during Pearl Harbor. But as you can see, I mean, if I get a view over here, the Yamato is unbelievably large. So let's get it to focus there. So yeah, but as I said, going to be interesting to play. And then of course these are the boxes if you're going to buy them. As I said, lovely little box art. Not a very big box. Sort of gives you the idea of what's going to get in it. I really think they could have themed it a bit more, you know, more like having bundles almost. So like putting these 2 in the same box, or putting the Arizona and this one in the same box, like they did with the German fleets. There's a box set, I think, where you get Admiral Hipper and Admiral Scheer all together. I was tempted about getting the Hood as well, just to have, because the Hood was a very famous warship as well, also last of the dreadnoughts. My only complaint about this, I think, because these are older models, they came with metal components. So the conning tower, sorry, that's for submarines. So the bridge and the turrets, the little antenna over here, and the aircraft cranes over the back were all metal. When I opened them, they were incredibly bent. I had to do a lot of reshaping, and unfortunately this small rear turret over there is missing a barrel, but it's battle damage. I just find the metal, you know, it's very flimsy. You have to have a specific super glue when you're using it, because it doesn't always stick. whereas plastic, any model glue will work. Same with this one. Luckily this one came together a little easier, but still the metal, I get they're trying to add weight and quality, and depending on how you paint them, I suppose, but I prefer plastic. My opinion, you guys can disagree or agree. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. These, not too much to say with these, but loving the models, loving the game. They're going to go towards my fleets now. Looking forward to playing. And as I said, check out my group, my Facebook group called Tabletop Hobbies Terrain Technician. There'll be a name down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thanks.